People coming in, people going out. Transfer portal alive and well at Georgia.
You are Locked On Bulldogs, your daily podcast on the Georgia Bulldogs. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Locked On Bulldogs podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day, the number one sports podcast network in the world. He's Clint. I am Daniel. Together, the Locked On Bulldogs podcast. Excited to be bringing you Georgia Bulldogs content each and every day. There is no off season. Today's episode brought to you by GameTime. Download the GameTime app today. Code Locked On College. More on them in a second. Clint and I are back. We have recovered. We have picked ourselves up off the mat, and I'll be honest with you. I still don't have any. I'm dead inside, but I'm here. I'm present.
Well, we're going to get to in the third segment why we were picked up off the mat. There's two names of gentlemen really, two gentlemen and one
to our aid
peer. Not in professionalism, just in age.
Not in any way, really.
Who really helped to get us off the mat.
Stick around till the third segment. We normally don't break down the whole episode. We're talking about transfer portal news. Third segment's going to become basketball land. And so if you're a Georgia basketball fan, if you're a fan of good things,
good things,
positivity,
yes.
If you're a person who enjoys winning,
if you like the Dogs winning and being excellent at something,
stick around to the third segment because that's what is going to be coming up there. But let's talk about transfer portal news, Clint. We got names coming in. We got names going out. I want to start with the news just today of a name coming in to the program. There's a lot. We've heard about some names going out of the program, but Kirby Smart, Glenn Schumann dip into the portal. They go to another power conference program and bring in a guy, pretty heavy contributor for the Clemson Tigers. Is that fair to say? Am I making too much of this?
When you start every year you're on campus, and you've been on campus for 3 years, yes, Daniel, it's pretty important and incredible that Khalil Barnes is the name that you need to know. Coming over safety from Clemson. Whatever statistics you want to see if he has them. Let me just tell you. Tackles, interceptions, forced fumbles, like playing time snaps. He has them. Both safeties for Clemson hit the portal. Kirby and company strike early and strike often. We have other visitors in the secondary coming in. It was a clear focus of early on for this coaching staff. It's clear as day who we have coming over to us. USC cornerback, Clemson safety, but Khalil Barnes makes it official, comes on over, gets the paperwork done, transfers over to Georgia. Daniel, many people may not know because they like watching good football, so they don't watch ACC.
Correct.
Nor do they watch Clemson football.
No. So, if they watched ACC, they'd probably watch from one of the contenders. They'd watch from one of the relevant teams in the ACC.
But Barnes is somebody who is known within Georgia, coming from Georgia himself, ties, roots. Let me just say this. I said this.
North Oconee High School, but by the way, so like not just Georgia roots, but like Athens roots. Like this kid's from Athens, so a homecoming for. I'm sure he's got to be thrilled. I'm sure his family's got to be thrilled. Great opportunity for him to come back home and play for the Dogs.
That's exactly right. Now, I don't say this lightly because
here we go.
Quite frankly. This man that I'm about to say came to Georgia, helped win huge games, that trophies and etchings in history, went on to have success in the draft and is continuing to have success as one of the top safeties in the NFL right now. Christopher Smith is the same exact trajectory as Khalil Barnes. Okay. They had success at another school. They did well. They had all the accolades, all the things, but they wanted something more. They wanted to go up a level. They came in for more. They didn't just go 2 and out, 3 and out, red shirt, and then 2 play, and then gone, 3 years of eligibility, yada, yada. No. He's coming in to play and get developed by one Kirby Smart, who has gotten safeties and linebackers and defensive linemen and offensive guys drafted high. That's what my expectation is for Barnes, is a Christopher Smith impact on this secondary, Daniel.
Make no mistake, Georgia fans. There are 2 kinds of people that you get from the transfer portal. Okay? One is a shotgun approach. That's what Georgia did at safety last year.
Yes.
Let's throw all the noodles against the wall and let's see which ones stick to the wall. That's what Georgia did at safety. And then there's the Zachariah Branch type of which is, oh no, we are going to get this guy and he is going to come in and he is going to fill a very specific role on our team. Colby Young was that a couple years before. This is not a quantity pickup, Clint. No. This is a quality pickup. And there's nothing wrong with quantity pickups. You need to build depth. You need to have, insurance policies. You need to have, obviously, we saw throughout the season, there's going to be injuries. There's going to be attrition. You need to have depth, quality depth at positions. The transfer portal is a great way to do that. But that's what Georgia did at safety last year. And they were left with KJ Bolden, and I hesitate to oversimplify, but a bunch of guys. KJ Bolden and a bunch of guys. That's what Georgia had at safety this year. It just is a fact. None of those guys, Ja'Cory Thomas, Chris Jones, and all of the transfers, Zion Branch and Maddox, when we saw him, none of them elevated themselves to anything more than a serviceable, competent guy at the position. Next year, the 2026 Georgia football team is going to be anchored in the back end by KJ Bolden and by Khalil Barnes. These are the 2 guys that are going to solidify the safety position. This is a 4-year starter and a 3-year starter, a junior and a senior playing side by side in the Georgia secondary. There is no question. Georgia might go again to another safety in the portal.
Of course.
But Khalil Barnes will start every game he is healthy for Georgia next season. You can book it. You can take it to the bank. So this is a quality pickup for Georgia. This is a guy that is going to fill a need and come in and start immediately next to KJ Bolden and put to bed the revolving door that we have seen at that position in this last season, which quite honestly was a bit of a liability for the Georgia defense at times.
It was. Safety is so important within Kirby Smart's system. The safeties have been and always will be the emphasis that we've seen. High-level recruits, Kirby setting his defense. You may not like it. I'm going to bring up a play from the Sugar Bowl and the reason why it wasn't there. We had blitz 0-man coverage on a 3rd down play that they gained 29 on, get them into field goal range. And you're saying to yourself, what is going on? Well, the reason Kirby does that is because he trusts his guys in the second. What he was trying to do, by the way, is get the ball back with about 29 seconds left and timeouts to set himself up for field goal range to kick a game-winning field goal. He blitzed. They threw over the top. Didn't work out. Good on them. I digress just to say Kirby sets up his defense with safeties and defensive backs in mind, trusting them. Trust is key within the system. You go all the way back to one of his very first dominoes that led to what would become 2-time national champion was, in fact, Richard LeCount and Malachi Starks. I mean, we could just go down the names of all the guys, the Smith brothers in the backfield. This is going to be big. This is going to be huge, smart,
important pickup.
And you can look at the transfer
one for one in the transfer portal for Georgia.
You can look at the transfer portal rankings and say, well, he's 3-star and he's the 13th safety in the nation in transfer portal. We could have had better guys. We could have got that from Minnesota. I'm here to tell you. Kirby likes a very specific type of player. Again, KJ Bolden started game 1, day 1, while at Georgia because Kirby trusts him and knows him and has a very, very specific role. You don't get on day 2 of the portal. You don't commit unless you know and Kirby knows
Yeah.
This guy's playing a bunch of lot. We're going to be talking about other names that are in the portal for us that are leaving, departures, as well as incoming guys. But first, these. And these are, in fact, FanDuel. Daniel and I love FanDuel. You should love FanDuel as well. FanDuel.com. Get over right now. Daniel, we're always on FanDuel trying to figure out the best way to get in on bets, live bets, NBA, basketball.
Check back in the third segment. I'll tell you how to make money on FanDuel. If you want to come back in the third segment, we'll talk all about it.
Very easy. NBA Happy Hour is your official game time place for FanDuel. Limited time window where special offers are open and ready for you. 6 to 7:30 Eastern on NBA Happy Hour every Friday. Guess what? The perfect play right before tip-off is to go into FanDuel, get everything happening before the weekend starts, and enjoy the weekend starting Friday night. Tip-off, check-in, FanDuel app, NBA Happy Hour, 6 to 7:30 Eastern. A little basketball, a little action, and a whole lot of Friday energy. That's NBA Happy Hour only on FanDuel, the official sports book partner of the NBA.
All right, Clint. Big name coming in, Khalil Barnes. Let's review. For those of you on the YouTube channel, follow along on the YouTube channel. My man's already been out here recording. Mr. YouTube Shorts over here. Let me just salute your shorts, Clint, because they have been superb, and so I just stand at attention.
Daniel,
I stand at attention. By the way, really quick, I salute your shorts.
I want to commend you, listener on YouTube. I want to brag. I want to beat our chest if we can. Really quick. Of all the YouTube, of all the Locked On College hosts, you and I actually have one of the younger demographics of all YouTube channel hosts.
It's because we're so hip and trendy.
Because you use references that from Nickelodeon.
I was going to say there's not a single person that understands the salute your shorts reference. But that's what that's our charm. Such is our charm, Clint. Khalil Barnes is in. You've been talking a couple of, but let's get it on the main show here. Let's talk about some guys that are transferring out of the program. I believe 5-6 names on the list, Clint. But where do you want to start? I want to know from you. Who's the most impactful transfer out, in your opinion, long-term for the Georgia program?
I'm not saying this because they're leaving Georgia. We don't do sour grapes. Again, let me be clear.
We don't do that. We'll say go be great. That's
literally every time a transfer hits, we will put out go be great. Every time. We hope you do.
But we will also say what's true, which is Gunnar Stockton was going to start over Carson Beck anyway. So that's not sour grapes. That's just simply like Gunnar was the quarterback, and if Carson could either come be the backup or he could go to Miami. So go to Miami. Makes total sense. And congratulations to him. He's having a great season.
That's exactly right. So of the 5 names that are in the portal.
Yeah.
Daniel,
the most impactful, Clint. Just give me the one that's going to impact Georgia the most.
Only because of depth and nothing else. Only because you look at it and you're like, we didn't know if this kid was going to do anything because he didn't get a lot of playing time. So who knows? But I think that I'm going to combine them together, 2 together. Jordan Thomas and Chris Jones are the 2 names that you look at this transfer portal and you say to yourself, probably these are the top 2 names that you think, oh man, if you would have held on, something could have happened about this. And we could talk about why they did decide to do it. Defensive line linebacker Jones, as well as, like I said, Thomas. Jordan Thomas had a lot of upside coming out of high school. And heck, so did Chris Jones. I think they looked at immediacy of playing time. They don't like, sorry, I'm putting words in their mouth. They likely don't appreciate the time to get developed, a la Kristen Miller, by the way, who has one of the highest snap counts, one of the best rating Pro Football Focus ratings of defensive linemen coming out of Georgia recently. Again, Devontae Wyatt-esque is the disruptor that he is. He stayed the course. He came back. He's going to get drafted probably in the second round. Should be higher than that. But those 2 are likely
I was high on Jordan Thomas. I really was. I really thought we would see more out of him. And I thought this would be a year that we might. But, and you expected, you talk about guys getting passed on the depth chart. That's not really a fair. That's fan talk. That's not really how the coaches would look at it, because everyone is equal on the depth chart. Like, it's not like people have positions coming into the year and someone actually passes. The way Kirby Smart operates this program, everybody starts at the bottom for spring practice, and then whoever rises to the top rises to the top. But if you want to think about guys getting passed on the depth chart, I think you felt like Elijah Griffin was definitely going to pass Jordan Thomas because of the raw talent. And certainly we did see that. Elijah Griffin, probably Georgia's most important defensive lineman by the end of the season. Kristen Miller not excluded from that, like including Kristen Miller. And so certainly with him coming back, Griffin poised for a monster year. You've got him. But then I think you look at guys like Horton, who also I think probably passed, another like a name coming in out of the portal a couple of years ago, probably passed Jordan Thomas in terms of playing time, snap count, just overall trustworthiness according to the coaches. You certainly look at guys on that defensive front, like, not that they play the same position, but guys like Big Joe and, just younger players who have positioned themselves to be long-term options for Georgia on that defensive line. And I think, to be fair, you've seen Georgia defensive linemen leave the program and maybe not have success other places, but at least go on to make some NIL money and get paid and find some resources. Certainly at the linebacker position, I think there's just no room, Clint. There's just nothing. There's nothing there. There's just nothing. There's nothing there. There's nowhere to. There's not that many spots available to you.
No, there's not.
And you certainly have got guys just lined up waiting in the wings, waiting their turn. And so I think you kind of see the handwriting on the wall for both of these guys. But Clint, if what I'm hearing you correctly is those are the two most impactful. I want to make sure I didn't misspeak, or you didn't. I didn't mean to say least impactful. Like, I want to know the ones that are going to hurt us the most. You named two guys that barely sniffed the field at all this year.
Because the five names, Daniel. If go
in positions, by the way, in positions where we are stacked with young talent, like
Isaiah Gibson,
stacked with young. Isaiah Gibson's about to have a year, y'all.
We're gonna go, like, again, we got plenty of offseason, but we're gonna talk about this defensive line. We're gonna talk about the offensive line. We're gonna talk about quarterback position, running back. Roderick Robinson is in the portal as well. Jordan Thomas, Roderick Robinson, Daniel Harris, Nair Daniels, Chris Jones, Jaden Harris. These are position. Jaden Harris, boom. Okay, he leaves. Great. We upgraded with Barnes. Okay. Linebacker, we have 4 deep guys already who are starting. Defensive line, stacked.
Daniel Harris, I'm sorry, but
you haven't played.
I thought he already transferred. To be honest with you, I thought he already transferred.
I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know how many hours he spent in the facility.
I'm not. That's not a joke. I legitimately was like, oh, I guess maybe I missed a press release, but he can't possibly still be with the team, because that's the name that we have not heard in a long, long time, and we've been just fine with it. Yeah, it's just not a lot of impact going out of Georgia so far. Again, there's still time. You never know what's going to happen. Somebody's going to tamper. Somebody's going to come in with a big bag, and these are kids. They're going to make decisions that they think are best, and so time will tell. It's not time to get cocky yet if you're a Georgia fan, but so far, one name in, highly impactful, we imagine. 5 names out, almost zero impact on the team.
We're gonna be talking about the names that you haven't heard yet, and names that have already said, no, I'm sitting here and staying here. We'll talk about that as the week goes on. But
guys.
Are we going
to turn the page now? Are we going to? Is it time to move on to the third segment? We'll just shift the topic of discussion.
Come back for third segment, because you boys are going to convince you. We're going to baptize you. You're going to find faith here. Third segment.
Listen,
come on.
It's real and it's spectacular what's happening right now, and we'll talk about it next.
Yes. But first, I want you to know about Game Time. Daniel, Game Time is fantastic. Every single time you want to get into Steg to see the Bulldogs absolutely score. Hey, guess what? Are you wanting to bet on FanDuel, the official one, before, and you want to be in the stadium with Game Time for if Georgia scores over 100 points? Go ahead, lock that up, and then get tickets and seats to go ahead and see it right from Segment Coliseum. It's quite nice. The atmosphere is so good. Daniel,
I'm going, by the way, on Wednesday, just a little free plug to Game Time. Alabama coming to Vandy. I popped on Game Time. I picked up a couple tickets. I'm gonna go do a little advanced scouting for Mike White. Some of the two of the better teams in the SEC. I'm gonna go check it out here in Nashville. So,
and Daniel uses Game Time. We use Game Time all the time. We get to see from our seats, and tickets starting at $25. It just makes a ton of sense. Take the guesswork out of buying college football tickets. Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use promo code Locked On College, $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, that's Locked On College, $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. I cede the floor.
I've been waiting
for
the
representative from Nashville.
I feel like Phil Collins right now.
Again, we have demographics of people, Daniel, and you are alienating.
Listen, this Georgia basketball team is one of the best teams in the country.
Yes.
Full stop. I tried to tell you number one scoring margin in college basketball, higher net ranking than Blue Bloods, traditional college basketball powerhouse blue blood teams. Georgia has a higher net ranking than them. People still didn't want to listen. People said we played a cupcake schedule. People said we weren't tested in the non-conference. And so we came out in SEC play against Auburn and we hung 104 on them. And we pick up the win against a really good Auburn team, a team that is, you heard Mike White say, a team that's going to be in the NCAA tournament, a team that is going to be a contender in the SEC. That's a really important win for Georgia. And here's why it's a really important win. If you didn't see the game on Saturday, I'm sure you've heard about it by now, but it's a really important win because we almost lost. Because of the way that game ended, with Jeremiah Wilkinson committing one of the most egregious fouls that you could ever imagine. The fact that he was anywhere near that guy was should have been an unforgivable crime. Because if you just run away from him, he shoots, we win the game. Oh, it's over. The game ends.
We're done. Yes.
But instead, you foul him. He makes 2 free throws. He misses one. They have an unbelievable, miraculous shot. We go to overtime. Auburn has all the momentum. Auburn gets out to an early lead in overtime with all the momentum. And then Jeremiah Wilkinson, our best player, breaks his leg off. He's competing with one leg. He literally could not walk, Clint. Could not hobble down the court, was dragging a lifeless limb behind him.
Yep.
He actively, in that first possession, all right, I'm going to stop. In that first possession, when he hit the first three, there's like 5 seconds on the shot clock. The ball gets swung around to him. Yes. It's like hot potato. He's like, I do not want this basketball. I cannot play. I cannot move. He immediately dumps it off, right? There's a rant, like there's a drive and kick, and then the ball gets kicked back out to him in the corner with 1 second on the shot clock. The worst guy that could possibly have the ball. And he puts up a miraculous three with a 7-footer in his face. He puts up a 3 from the corner. He buries it. The performance of Jeremiah Wilkinson in overtime showed me the one thing that I did not know about this Georgia basketball team.
Yes.
And then I'm going to let you get to the other name, the other guy we're going to talk about. But Jeremiah Wilkinson, what he did, not just in overtime, but the full game. By the way, Smurf Millender is a freaking dude. Like, that dude could go any day he wants to for anybody he wants to.
You've listed 2 guys. We're going to list a 3. And the 4th name that we haven't listed that should be listed, who's bona fide himself as not just a nice addition and a cute guy on the outside and this token guy. Blue Kane is a whole freaking unit on the floor as well. And we haven't even listed him.
Blue Kane gets every bucket that you desperately need, but you have no idea how he's going to get. Like, he just is a guy that just he does everything you want him to do. But Jeremiah Wilkinson in overtime showed me the one thing I did not know. Georgia runs 11 deep, and they were all good, right? The Wilkins kid, really good. Kareem Stagg, really good. Like, all the transfers, really good. Georgia runs 11 quality guys out onto the floor. They full court press. They trap you. They make life difficult. They force turnovers. They force deflections. They get out in transition. They score a bunch of points. They could do all that. But in critical college basketball matchups like Saturday,
yes,
what you find is that sometimes you need a guy to just step up and say, everybody else stand over here. I'm going to take over right now. I'm going to be the guy that's going to put the team on my back, and I'm going to carry you through this next few minute stretch. You need that in the NCAA tournament. You need that in SEC play. You need that if you're going to be one of the good teams in college basketball. I didn't know if Georgia had that, but I do now. His name's Jeremiah Wilkinson, and that dude, he's got heart. Yeah. He can make every shot, and he is like, you could see the competitive juices coming out of that kid. He wants it. He's a leader. He's the guy. You don't want him taking 50 shots a game, but in crunch time, if Georgia needs a bucket, I now know, okay, there's a guy who can get me one. There's a guy who I can put the ball in his hands and say, we're down 1 with 15 seconds to go. I know where the rock's going. Like, I know where it's going to go. That's important. That's an important step for this Georgia team.
The important step, because basketball is all about runs and mitigating runs. Okay. You go on it, you capitalize on it, you stop another team. And how do you respond to it? Especially come tournament time when you need that. Hey, we need to stop, guys. We not just a defensive stop. We need to stop the bleeding. We need to get a momentum swing bucket and a heat check and the whole. When he hit that, Daniel, we should have won. Stupid foul. We were getting
we were going to lose. It was over.
In overtime, it was it
was bleak.
And then 15 seconds of real time later, it all of a sudden feels like, oh, we're up now.
Oh, he just hit 2 back-to-back daggers.
That's what you need. So in college basketball,
offense. That's offense.
See, you need the offense, but you can't just be an offense-only team, especially come SEC play, especially SEC tournament, but especially the NCAA tournament. If you go back and look at the championship teams of recently, a lot of good defense, a lot of good offense, guys that can get buckets, guys that can get off dribble, take their shots, swinging around, movement, fast. You need all of these, and you need what they call a rim protector.
Do we have one of those?
Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know the name Samto Surreal,
they do.
I know they do because they're here for they're not idiots.
They're here for the third segment. Yeah. Thank you.
Samto Surreal is, in a word, magnificent. There's a difference between I'm gonna patrol the rim and I'm gonna be over here and it's gonna be hard and then there's geez, I have the ball, but I don't want to take it up. I'm going to quickly pass it out because I don't like getting embarrassed. And Samto Surreal is lurking, ready to embarrass you when you put up any sort of shot. Layup, hook, floater, turn your back, do a little Euro. No. He's there. He's always there. He's never going to leave. And he is a machine down low. Samto Surreal is giving us all the minutes in the world of defensive, and it changes how other teams play us, and it changes their offensive setup. And when you get guys off rhythm, when you get them out of their system, good things start rolling offensively. Samto Surreal is everything I wanted him to be this year and more. He's surpassed my expectations defensively for us.
He has he has flown beyond my wildest expectation. When I knew he was coming back, I thought, oh, that's important for stability.
Yeah. Yeah.
Please hear me when I say this. Santos Surreal coming back is more important than Silas Demery coming back would have been. Way more important.
I thought you were going to say something mildly controversial.
No, way more important. Yeah. There's a difference between a guy who can block shots and a shot blocker. Do you know what it is? A guy who can block shots. When you shoot, he tries to block the shot. But a shot blocker, Clint, he wants you to shoot. See, the difference is he's waiting for you to shoot.
Yeah.
Santos Surreal baits people into shooting so he can block the shot. He intentionally moves away from people so that they feel that they have enough space to shoot. And then comes as if out of nowhere to apparate where the ball is and immediately send it off the glass and create a fast break for Georgia heading the other way. He is, Clint, unequivocally the best defensive player I have ever seen play for the University of Georgia. Ever.
Yes.
He is the best defensive player Georgia has ever had in college basketball.
Nicholas Claxton was nowhere near this. Nowhere near this.
No, he is an elite defensive college basketball player, like among the best in the country. Georgia is one of the shortest teams in America.
Yes.
Especially in the power conferences. Do you know who leads the nation in block shots?
Who's that?
It's Georgia. They lead the nation in block shots. Tennessee starts 3 guys who are over 6'11". Georgia almost averages double the amount of block shots per game as Tennessee. Do you see what I'm saying?
Let's summarize really quick.
Do you see?
Mike White came in and his really, really good side of basketball was improving defensively.
That's right.
We had that. But then all of a sudden, somewhere along the way, we started averaging more points than any team in America.
Yeah, what if you average a hundo a game and you lead the nation in block shots? You're a good defensive team as well.
Y'all, this team's here for the whole season. We'll be here the whole season talking about them because you need to get excited about them. The passion, energy runs real for us. He is Daniel. I am Clint. This is Locked On Bulldogs, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every single day. We'll be back tomorrow talking more portal news. We'll see you guys then.
See ya.